Hello everyone, my name is Winters and welcome back to this Let's Play series of Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. We are continuing on exactly from where we left off. We currently have 4 jobs in the garage. We are going to work on this one in this episode, so let's take a gander and see what we have to do. Car is hard to control. Find and fix any running gear problems. Alright, let's mark off the items that are already given to us. Knocking sound coming from suspension, and find and fix all gearbox problems. Let's see if we can move it into the test path, which we can, and hopefully that will return the suspension problems for us. So as always, the first thing that we're going to check is the front brakes, and we can see that both left and right up front are in above average condition. Brakes down the back are in an average condition on both left and right. Right, okay. So now we're moving on to front suspension, and here now we can see that both left and right up front is in a very poor condition. I would say poor. Suspension down the back, average on the right, on the left, and very poor on the right. So rubber bushings, shock absorber caps, shock absorber, solid axle control arm, a lot of stuff there. So it was definitely worth our while putting it in the test path to identify all that stuff. Anyway, we have our move back to lifter A now. We're going to get her up on the lift. We are then going to pop the hood, because that's what we always do, because we want to take a look and see if there's anything else that we need to do, although probably not. Anyway, let's mark off all the items that we have discovered. I doubt this car has an ABS, but we'll check it before we come out of the engine bay. Knocking sound coming from suspension. Find and fix all gearbox problems. Right. Starter, you have to come out first. While we're here, so that we can get a gearbox. And manifolds look okay. Right. Let's get her up on the highest level, and we'll start working on the suspension. So wheel has to come off here, and oh my, okay, brakes look like they need replacing. Brake disc, let's have a look at the bearing. It looks fine. Okay, upper suspension arm, you're coming out. Shock, you're coming out. End link, you can come out, because the sway bar has to be done, and we need to get the bottom suspension arm off. Rubber bushing there, you can come out. Rubber bushing, that side is fine. This one here though needs work, so we'll take that out next. We'll take off this wheel. Oh my, okay, caliper, you're coming off again. Brake pads, brake disc. Let's have a look at the bearing. Oh, bearing is very bad there. Right, end link, you can come off. Outer tie rod, you can come off. Inner tie rod can come off as well. Shock, you can come out. Bottom suspension arm, you're next for shaving. Sway bar, you can come out. Outer tie rod over here needs to come off, so that we can get the inner tie rod and the steering rack, like so. Okay, let's see what we can recondition. Probably not a lot. Yeah, not a lot at all, but every bit helps. You know, so that's good. Right, let's start rebuilding. So first of all, a bearing in here. Brake disc ventilators, hub cap, second hand one can go in. Brake pads, I think second hand ones can go. Actually, you know what? I should check that. Excellent, we were able to find a few more items there. Right, okay, we're looking good. Not secondhand, but a well, yeah, I suppose it is secondhand, but it's a reconditioned caliper. Rubber bushing can go in there. Bottom suspension arm, along with new rubber bushings. And sway bar, I know I have one of those. Steering rack, I think I have one of those, I do. Inner tie rod. Outer tie rod. End link is next. Double wishbone shock absorber. I need to put one of those together. Let's not put the wheel back on yet. Let's move over to the other side. And second-hand inner tie rod here. And a second-hand outer tie rod. Followed by new bottom suspension arm, my last one actually. And I'm running low on bushings. Upper suspension arm. That's the last of my rubber bushings. End link. Second hand one can go in. Brake disc ventilators. We'll put a new one on. Second hand wheel hub cap. Second hand brake pads. Reconditioned caliper. Alright, let's get those shocks done. So, we will strip the old ones. And very quickly we're going to go into the store and we're going to look for a shock. Just in case we have to buy any parts. And now we'll start assembly. Double wishbone shock absorber, this one here. And I have just enough parts to build 2 new ones, which is exactly what I need. Alright, now we'll do the second one. Alright, now let's get these installed and then we'll put the wheels back on. Followed by the wheel. That rim doesn't look like it's in good condition, does it? It looks like it's really bad. Shock. I should have done the shock first. Doesn't matter, I suppose, though. Right, let's mark off everything we have done. Alright, those 3 are done there. A lot of stuff done here. Still 2 items need work. Right. And a few items yet to be discovered. Okay, I think we'll work on the gearbox next. So we'll take off the drive shaft. Then we'll take off the gearbox. And it looks like the release bearing, the pressure plate, the clutch plate, and the flywheel all need to be replaced. Most of this stuff I have in store is probably not the gearbox though, but we'll check and see just in case. Alright, and next thing up is the release bearing. The last one. Do I have a gearbox? I do. Fantastic. Okay. I think I should buy some rubber bushings. I'll finish up front here first. And I think I should get like 20. Because we use a lot of these. And I think we're good for small rubber bushings. I think we have plenty of those in stores. Right, now let's get this upper suspension arm off. So I shouldn't have put that damn wheel back on. I completely messed up on that. But it's not the end of the world. It's extra XP if nothing else. Alright, second hand upper suspension arm along with 2 new rubber bushings. And then the wheel can go back on. Alright, now we move down the back. And it looks like we're working on this side, so the wheel has to come off. Right, brake drum, you need to come out. Solid drive axle, you need to come out. This rubber bushing needs to come out. Actually, all of this needs to be stripped because we have to get down to the knuckle. I can see there, that knuckle needs work. Right, I think that shock needs to come off as well. New spring needs to go in there. Right, some of this stuff I should have in stores, and of course the first item I don't. Okay, so we're looking for spring cap, nope, spring cap, and we'll pick up 5 of them. And you know what, we'll pick up a couple of rear springs as well, actually, just to play it safe. So spring cap, new spring, new shock absorber cap. No, second hand one can go in. Do I have shock? I do. It's my last shock absorber B. Solid axle arm. Let's see if I can recondition anything. Not a lot. Right, into the shop again. I think solid should return what we're looking for. Indeed it does. We'll pick up 5 of these. We might need some solid rear drive axles, but we'll see if we can get away with it first. Alright, rubber bushing, you're next. Followed by the leaf plate. Followed by U-bolts. We'll put in new ones. And knuckle housing B. I actually have one, that's great. I have the solid drive axle, so I made the right choice there by not purchasing more. I suppose it wouldn't have hurt. Wouldn't have been the end of the world. Second hand brake drum. And the wheel can go back on. Right, let's take a gander at what is left to be done. So far it's looking pretty damn good. Knocking, all done there, all done there, all done here, and all done there. Excellent, fantastic. Right, so let's get the drive shaft back in, and we'll drop her down then, and we'll put the starter back on, because I think the starter goes back in from the engine bay, doesn't it? Yeah, it does indeed. And that's it. Right, let's drop her down. And we'll get the starter back on. And drop the hood. And we'll do one last check. All done there. All done there. All done there. And all done there. Right. So we spent $4.5 grand on parts and we're getting over 12 grand back in payout. Thank you very much. Right. Musical chairs time. Let's move this one to lifter A. We'll move this one to lifter B. And we'll move this last one to lifter C. And we'll quickly check the phone. How are we doing on time? 14.5 minutes. Alright, we've got time to do something else. Experience orders we're looking for first. Nope, none there. I think we'll pick up this one. Right, let's see. We want... Yeah, that's not too bad. We could finish that one out. What's this one like? Yeah, that's not too bad either. And this one is... yeah, I think we'll go we'll go in order. So let's put this one on the test path. So, as always, first up is the front brakes, and we can see here, wow, both front brakes, left and right, are in poor condition. Brakes down the back on the left hand side are in poor condition, on the right hand side is in above average condition, I would say. Moving on to the suspension now, and just as I kind of suspected, the suspension up front, both left and right, are in good condition, I would say, and down the back also good. Yeah, so brake disc ventilator, brake pads, caliper, yeah, sort of stuff that we were expecting. So let's move this back to lifter A, and we'll get her up on the first stage of the lift. I doubt this car has an ABS module because it's so old, but I've been surprised before, so we'll take a look. Nope, just a brake servo. Okay, so let's mark off the items that need work that we have discovered, and we'll lift her up to the highest level, and we'll get cracking on the brakes. Right. Alright, they're fine. They're not fine. Okay, so brand new brake disc ventilators, new brake pads, and a reconditioned caliper. And the wheel can go back on. Okay, moving on to the other side. And I can see already the caliper needs to be replaced here. But it's whether anything... Oh yeah, sure enough. Brake disc ventilation needs to be done. Brake pads are fine, so second-hand brake pads. Second-hand brake pads and a reconditioned caliper. And the wheel can go back on. Okay, let's take a gander at our list. So there's 3 items yet to be discovered. Right. I think we're going to have to assume that it's down the back here. So I'm thinking brake cylinder. Sure, look at this. Our last brake cylinder. Put on new shoes and the brake drum. And the wheel can go back on now. And we'll do the same on the far side. I'm assuming it's... well, it's just going to be one item here, isn't it? Wow, okay. It was the brake cylinder. Right, I need to pick up some of those. So if I do a search for brake, and where are the little... No, drum. There we go. Drum wheel cylinder. And I'll pick up, yeah, 7 of them. 7 of them should be good. So let's go back down here. Get the replacement in. Yeah, we'll put in new shoes. Second-hand brake drum. And finally the wheel. Alright. Now, we can drop her down. And I'm going to quickly recondition those parts. Like so. And now we'll drop the hood. And that is the job complete. So we spent 370 bucks on payout, and we're getting 583 back in payout. So musical chairs time. This one is going into lifter A. This one over here is going into lifter B. And this one back here is going into lifter C. And we'll quickly check the phone, see if there's any interesting jobs, easy ones for us. Experience orders are what we're looking for first. Right, and I think we'll pick up this crap. We'll pick up this one. This should be the easiest out of the bunch. And we'll just quickly make sure. Yeah, I don't want to repair damaged body panels, do I? No, I don't. Okay, we're going to leave it there for now. Thanks a million for watching, folks. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. It makes a huge difference when you guys do something as simple as leaving a like on the video on my YouTube channel, or leaving a comment telling me what you liked, what you didn't like, whatever it is you're thinking about the episode, things like that. It makes a huge difference when I can get you guys to do interactions on the channel and on the videos themselves. So I do really appreciate your support so much. Anyway, my name is Winters, and I'll catch you next time. So until then, adios.